Hello and welcome to our daily news. These are the headlines.
Vietnam affirms viewpoints on territorial sovereignty at the third Deputy Minister-level strategic defense talks in Hanoi. More than 47,000 people paid tribute to President Ho Chi Minh at his mausoleum on the occasion of National Day. Health Ministry confirms the first case of rare brain-eating disease in the country.
President Trương Tấn Sang received in Hanoi on September 3rd a delegation from the Chinese People's Liberation Army led by Deputy Chief of General Staff, Senior Lieutenant General Ma Xiaotian. The Chinese guests are currently in Hanoi for the third Vietnam-China strategic defense talks. Let's find out more.
At the reception, President Sang expressed his wish that both sides, including the two armies, continue upholding the time-honored traditional friendship. Sang said he hopes the two armies will maintain and bring into full play the effectiveness of the strategic defense dialogue. Noting the objective existence of differences that both sides have had in the sea issue, the President urged the two sides to persistently solve the differences satisfactorily through negotiations and dialogues. The work has to be based on international law, especially the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the East Sea. It has also to follow common perceptions and agreements between the two countries to make the East Sea a water area of peace, friendship, cooperation, and development, he noted. Ma Xiaotian told his host that the strategic defense dialogue allows both sides to frankly discuss issues of common concern to better their trust and understanding. He affirmed that the Chinese army is willing to work together with the Vietnamese army to strictly implement the common perceptions for the healthy development and stability of the Vietnam-China friendship and cooperation. Earlier on today, the third Deputy Minister-level strategic defense talks took place under the co-chair of Deputy Defense Minister Nguyễn Chí Vịnh and Ma Xiaotian. The talks reaffirmed Vietnam's consistent viewpoint on defense ties with China. Vietnam continues to affirm its viewpoints on international, regional, and territorial sovereignty issues. The two sides discussed international and regional issues that impact on security, defense, and economic development, as well as hostile plots to undermine both countries' revolutions. Both sides talked ways to enhance trust, as well as defense ties within the framework of the signed documents.
More than 47,700 people paid tribute to President Ho Chi Minh at his mausoleum on National Day, September 2nd, and the previous day. Let's find out more.
The Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum Management Board said more than 47,700 people, including 3,600 foreigners, stood in a line to show respect to President Ho Chi Minh at his mausoleum on the National Day occasion. President Ho Chi Minh stands out as a brilliant leader of the Communist Party of Vietnam, a great thinker of the Vietnamese Revolution, and a hero of national liberation. He is also renowned as one of the world cultural figures. In the city named after President Ho Chi Minh, citizens marked the 67th National Day with various artistic activities and a firework performance. I think everyone liked me to see National Day a joyous event to celebrate. This is the municipal authorities' efforts to help their citizens enjoy a happy National Day celebration.
More than 500 delegates from 150 countries, along with 200 international organizations, are gathering in Hanoi for a preliminary meeting to the second Global Conference on Agriculture, Food Security, and Climate Change.
The three-day preliminary meeting began on September 3rd will focus on new funding streams, the research and transfer of science and technologies, private investment through public-private partnership agreements, risk management, and other appropriate solutions. Participants raised the challenge to ensure sufficient stock of food for nearly 9 billion people by 2050, when natural resources like land, water, and forest are being overexploited or used wastefully, and they stressed the special attention to be paid to the rural farmers. They underlined that the private sector must be encouraged to invest in agriculture and apply new technologies and provide up-to-date information. This will help create the right conditions for a sustainable, environmental-friendly agriculture sector to thrive. This meeting will review previous outcomes and discuss adjustments to the plans made at the first conference held in the Netherlands in 2010. This will also set priorities and decide on appropriate actions to ensure that an environmental-friendly agriculture sector becomes the driving force for green growth around the world. The second Agriculture, Food Security and Climate Change Conference will take place on September 6th and 7th.
A 24-year-old man who died in hospital after developing a high fever and headaches after diving to gather clams from a pond in Phu province in July has been diagnosed as having caught a brain-eating amoeba called Nuclear fowleri. This is the first confirmed case to be recorded in Vietnam.
According to the Ministry of Public Health, the amoeba is normally found in warm fresh water, such as ponds, lakes, rivers, and hot springs. Nuclear fowleri can invade and attack the human nervous system, and although the condition is rare, an infection nearly always results in death, with a fatality rate of around 98%. To prevent the disease, the ministry has warned the public against bathing and swimming in water that could contain this single-cell living organism. After bathing or swimming, it is also essential that people disinfect their noses and throats with an antiseptic solution. Anyone who has a constant headache and feel nauseous and sick after swimming or bathing in ponds, lakes, or rivers should see their doctor as soon as possible, said the ministry.
Vietnam has set a target of maintaining a population of 93 million people with a growth rate of approximately 1% by 2015. We have more.
The target was proposed in the National Target Program for Population and Family Planning for the 2012 to 2015 period, recently approved by the Prime Minister. The program sets to stabilize the population between 2015 to 2020 million people by the middle of the 21st century. It has been allocated a budget of over 8.9 trillion Vietnam dong through 4 ongoing projects. They include a project to ensure the logistics for family planning services, a project to control deformities, diseases, and sexual imbalance, a comprehensive information campaign, a continuous assessment, and a campaign to control the population growth on the country's islands and coastal areas.
The Vietnamese Army's headquarters during the historical Dien Bien Phu campaign, which ended French domination in 1954, has become a popular destination for many to visit in recent years. On National Day, hundreds of visitors flocked to the post in Muong Phang Kham In, in the northern mountainous province of Dien Bien. We now find out more.
The site is strewn with the remnants of war after the battle with the French. This banyan tree is nearly 10 years old. It was planted by General Võ Nguyên Giáp, the commander of the Vietnam People's Army, during the Dien Bien Phu campaign when he visited the famous battlefield 50 years later. This is where General Giáp lived and worked with his assistants and advisors. Shelter for foreign military advisors lie close by. This 69-meter tunnel goes through the mountain to where Major General Hoàng Văn Thái, the deputy chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army at the time, lived and worked. The site also encompasses other facilities nearby, including a conference room and a Hong Kong smokeless kitchen. The comment post is of significant historical value as it demonstrates the Vietnamese army and people's spirit and strategy during the campaign. This is the second time I have been here. The last time I came alone, but this time I have brought my wife and children with me. After this trip, I hope that my children will understand more about nation's revolutionary history. The site was elected among the nation's 10 most special historical sites in 2009 and has been well preserved ever after. For many Vietnamese, visiting a historical site on National Day is almost like making a pilgrimage, where the pride of the nation heroic tradition is foremost.
You've been with VNEWS today. That's all for the program. Thanks for watching and stay with us.